Welcome to Subramani. One question which I have grappled with, somebody has asked, is why do people have long and complex portfolios? I really don't know why people have long and complex portfolios, but I can only guess. First is feeling of immortality. People think that they are not going to die, right? So I'm going to be alive, I'm going to be managing this portfolio for the rest of my life, and my life is infinite. Because when you ask a man, especially, not so much of a woman, is to why do you have a complex portfolio? It does not have an answer. The truth is, he does not have an answer. It is just that somebody came along and he bought some product. So it's not really even a portfolio. He's got one real estate. It is not done too badly. It is not done too well. He's got a real estate which is kept it empty. He's got one which is given on rent. He's got one commercial property, one domestic property. He's got art. He's got art fund, equity funds, debt funds, RBI bonds, you name it, and he has it. And there's a long list of equity shares, including 30 shares of something and 50 shares of something and some 5,000 shares of Reliance. So it's not that he's got a bad portfolio, but he's got a very, very long portfolio. I know 4 or 5 such people, and they are not young. They are all about 70 years of age. So I think this illusion of control and overconfidence that they know every piece of item in their portfolio. So you give them a piece of paper and say, write down what all you have. They may even miss a whole asset class, and they will definitely miss a big portion of their equity because it is not significant. I mean, on a portfolio of 10, 12 crores of equity, of say direct equity, if you miss out something which is 30 lakhs, it's not too bad. But you have missed it out, which means you don't even know that it exists. You don't even know that it is paying you 50,000 rupees or 1 lakh as a dividend. Nothing you know. It's a very long list. There is more work for your chartered accountant while filing the returns to compile the list of companies from where you have got dividend, right? Assuming he's compiling it other than just taking it from the 26 years. You're just increasing other people's work, but people do it. One, they overestimate their ability to pick winners. They think they can pick winners. I mean, how do you pick 40 winners, or how do you pick 80 winners? I have no clue. Portfolio managers struggle picking up 10 winners. And here is somebody who's bought some share and say, oh, it's not done too badly. Not done too badly is not enough reason to keep it in your portfolio, but it is there in their portfolio. Men especially, I don't deal with so much with women, have tremendous overconfidence in their overtrading, and I would say overtrading and overconfidence. I don't see what else to do, because they would buy something, sell something, pay 25% tax, 30% tax, whatever is as is applicable, and this must be costing them a bit in their returns. I don't think we have enough evidence or enough. I don't want to put enough hard work to find out how much they have missed because of their trading, but I am sure it has got a negative impact and not a positive impact. And a complex portfolio also gives them something to talk about in the party, and the feeling that they are doing something. Oh, I changed my tenant. I sold that house in Nerul and bought one in Kharghar. This is bigger, right? Or something like that. Some selling a dog to buy a sheep, and buying a goat by selling a cow, right? It doesn't make any sense, but people do it. Then there is also the problem that these people are surrounded by relationship managers, and the financial industry's incentives are that actively managed funds, structured portfolios, private equity, hedge funds, all actually pay more. Now there's a new animal in the block called SIF. The compensation for selling SIF is much, much better than selling, say, an index fund, right? Now, that is from the relationship managers around you who are pushing you to do all this. So, activities encourage. So, I remember an RM who had access to my portfolio said, oh, you can do at least 100 crores of annual turnover. And I'm saying, are you joking? That is my lifetime turnover into 3. right? I don't trade that much, so I have an inactive portfolio. For most of my portfolio is inactive. All my trading happens in less than 1% of my portfolio, right? You don't need to have actively managed a portfolio unless you're really good at it. Now, how does one know whether they're good at it? You do it. You don't do well, you compare it to what you would have had done without, if you are not traded, and that's your answer. So, an advisor who puts it into very simple funds, maybe one multi-asset fund or two multi-asset fund, two balance advantage fund, and couple of equity funds, maybe one index fund, and that's it. Life is done. But then people want more and more complex, more complex. In fact, I think even if you start with a complex portfolio for a 30 crore portfolio, in a few years time you can come down to 4 funds or 5 funds and say, okay, now the portfolio is worth 60 crores, but I'm only in 5 funds. I started with 25 funds, but now I have only 5 funds, right? You can do it. Brokerage platforms, everybody encourages you to trade more and have a longer portfolio, and that is one more reason why this is a problem. Second is when you walk into a party, you want to say that you participated in everything. You participated in a REIT, you participated in real estate, you participated in some ultra short bond fund, you participated everywhere. And I'm overweight small cap, I do mid cap, and I do mid cap with HDFC, and I do one mid cap with Nippon. I also have done some mid cap with XYZ. And what are you trying to do? How does it help having 4 mid-cap funds, 5 large-cap funds, 7 multi-asset funds, right? Now, new word, multi-factor funds. Why would you have that? I honestly don't know. So again, then I also put money in a pre-IPO company. I think it's in AI. I think it's in AI means you don't know what it is doing. But just because somebody came to you and said, here is a 50 lakh opportunity, you took it, right? I meet such people who say, oh, I'm participating in this. Is it any advantage? Is it any advantage that you put money in, say, HDB? It's open below the issue price. So even if you bought it at 400 and you sold it 800, honestly, you didn't make much money. If you bought it at 1300 and you sold it 800, you actually lost money. So pre-IPO does not always make money for the later entrant. For the portfolio owner, for the company creator, maybe it is different. My portfolio is tax alpha optimized with municipal bonds. You don't have municipal bonds in India, but people talk about those things, right? So then again, the regret of missing out. Oh, my brother put money in HDFC Securities. He's made fantastic money. He bought it at 100. Now it is 25,000. I have no clue what is the price, but that is the kind of talk that people give. But then you bought it in 2001 or 2002, and 23 years it is not yet got listed. Will it get listed? No idea. When will it get listed? No idea. Right? So can you sell it in the market? Maybe. Can you sell it in the market in a hurry? No. Right? So fear of regret, fear of missing out, right? FOMO, that is there. And then somebody else made money, so I have to participate in that. Then again, the need for customization. I can still understand somebody who's got a very concentrated portfolio of ESOP and things like that. You start selling. I've done it for a friend. He was selling 3 lakhs worth of ESOP and doing it into 3 SIPs of 1 lakh each, right? So some of these things you do to increase the number of folios that a person has, number of assets that a person has. But for the person who does not have a concentrated portfolio, who is not a businessman, having a very long portfolio makes no sense. Very high net worth also makes no sense, but then people want talking points. I remember a woman who was handling about 400 crores for her husband, and I said, you don't need a complex portfolio. You can put a lot of money in debt because your husband's business itself is equity. So your life is full equity in business, right? So you don't have to take risk on your portfolio. But then she wanted a lot of things. So she had some Japan fund, Taiwan fund, Asia fund, US fund, Guild fund, extremely complex portfolio. But I think she wanted to have fun talking to so many people. So everybody does not look only to optimize returns. Is one lesson that I learned from complex portfolios. And of course, then there is status and signaling. When a foreign bank calls you to the Trident or to the Taj and to make a presentation, asking you to come with your checkbook, and your relationship manager is sitting there, and you know that it's going to be a longish presentation, and he says, ma'am, minimum is 2 crores, and you sign up 2 crores because you want signaling. There are other people who are sitting in that audience who are all doing something. I mean, if Virat Kohli buys a flat in that building, buying a flat in that building is prestigious, so everybody wants to buy in that building, right? So that kind of marketing, brilliantly done by our banks, that is more of status and signaling. I have arrived, right? So reaching there in the Mercedes is good, but signing a check of 2 crores and putting money into something which you don't understand is even better, right? So then there is habit, there is inertia. You have invested, then you say, oh, what? How does it make? HUL is a good company. I am guilty of that. HUL is a good company. Colgate is a good company. I don't make changes in my portfolio, so my portfolio also gets long unless I keep selling. Right. So I think the simple thing is, for vast majority of individuals and even institutions, a simple portfolio, a multi-asset fund, a balance advantage fund, one equity fund should be more than sufficient. But we love complex things, so we will continue to make it complex and obfuscate so that we ourselves don't understand. And after your death, what will happen to your portfolio? That's for a different topic. Thank you.